Hello everyone, welcome back to another Geostats lecture video. And in this lecture video, I want to talk about our first local indicator of spatial association, or LISA. I want to talk about local Moran's eye. Local Moran's eye. So the reason I like to start off with local Moran's eye is because, as the name Moran's eye sort of indicates, this is basically just a subset of the global Moran's eye calculation, broken down so that you get an eye value for each polygon or each region that you're working with. And so, as always, what I want to do is I want to start off by going through the equation, and then I want to take that equation, talk about what parts are in it, and then talk about how we interpret it. So in this case, right, before with the global equation, we just had I. Well, in this case, we have I sub I. This little I right here is going to be equal to, and this is where we're going to see the same sort of similarities from our previous equation. We're going to have the Z sub I minus Z bar times the sum of J, right, we're introducing that J term again, of Z sub J, make sure that I make it known this is J, not I, minus Z bar times the weight of I to J. All right, so this right here, this is the local Moran's eye equation. And if you don't believe me when I say this, you can go back to the previous videos on global Moran's eye, and you'll see that this right here is just a small portion of the global Moran's eye equation, where we were essentially summing up the local Moran's eyes to get that global Moran's eye. But basically, so let's go ahead and break down this equation here. Right, this I, right, this is the target polygon. Right, this Z, whenever we see a Z, right, this means the value. Right, so this is that data value. So this could be the lung cancer rate. This could be the crime rate. This could be the population in 1990. This could be the percentage of renters. This is whatever variable that we're interested in. So this is the data value for the target polygon. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right. Whenever, let me make this a little bit wider here. All right. Whenever we see this little bar across the top, right, that always means the mean. So this is the mean, right, in both cases, here and here. This is the mean of the data value. Right, so this could be the mean of the crime rate for all of the polygons in the data set. This could be the mean of the 1990 population for all of the polygons in the data set. It would be the mean of the percent renters for all of the polygons in the data set. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So lastly, we have this Wij term. We have this Wij term right here. This is the value of the spatial weights matrix right between the target polygon and the jth neighbor. Right, and just to recap here, right, the spatial weights matrix is the way that we've discussed it, right? The spatial weights matrix is either a 1 if they are neighbors, or it's a 0 if they aren't. And you can define neighbors as queens or rooks. So if the term queen and the term rook don't make any sense to you at all, I encourage you to go back and watch the spatial weights matrix video. But again, this Wij, we've seen this before. This is just that spatial weights matrix that is saying whether or not I and j are actually neighbors or not. So if they're not neighbors, this whole thing is 0, right? Because we're multiplying, we end up multiplying by 0. So the last thing we need to talk about, and hopefully you already kind of know what I'm about to say here, is this j term right here. Right, this j, this is the jth neighbor. Right, so basically this is all the other polygons that aren't I. So I'm the target polygon. The jth is all the other polygons. So that would mean that this right here, right, this z sub j, right, this is the data value for the target polygon, or for the jth neighbor, I should say, sorry. For the jth neighbor. Okay, so hopefully this equation makes sense. Like I said, it's just a subset of the global Moran's I, so that we're basically just taking the I value for each polygon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop this here, and in the next video, we're going to talk about how we actually interpret these local Moran's I values. So as always, if you have any questions, please reach out, and thank you.